the topics that will be covered under the second unit are promotion of a venture, opportunity analysis, external environmental forces, which will involve economic forces, social, technological, competitive factors, etc. Okay. Then legal requirements for establishing of a new unit and raising funds. Okay. So these are the topics that we will cover in this unit. So we'll start with promotion of a venture. Okay. Now, promotion of a new venture. What does, first of all, I want to know who can tell me what does promotion mean? Just a general definition. There's no right or wrong. If there is anyone who wants to tell me what does this mean, what does promotion mean, or what does promotion of a venture mean? Who can tell me? Come on. Nobody? Okay. Since no one wants to answer, a venture means, alright, Dinky says to raise the venture in the market. So venture means a business, okay? Any kind of business, any kind of enterprise means we refer to it as venture, okay? Okay, Khushbu says to give detailed information about something. Khyati says move to higher position. Okay, promotion in general terms means moving to a higher position. Khyati, you're right. So when we talk about promotion of a venture, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to make our venture move forward, okay? Or we are trying to promote or trying to get people, more and more people, to know about our business, okay? To have a better understanding of our business, to have a positive view towards our business. Okay, so that is what promotion of a venture means. An entrepreneur creates his or her own business. He or she is a person who organizes, operates, and assumes the risk for a business venture. Okay, so we have already discussed about this, that entrepreneur is the person who creates the venture, and after creating the venture, the entrepreneur is solely responsible for organizing, operating, and taking up the risk, organizing the resources, etc. Okay. A new venture is not a sudden discovery. It requires proper thinking and planning. So it is not that we all of a sudden one fine day we get up from our sleep and say that yes, I will start a business today. It does not happen that way. Okay, you may decide to become an entrepreneur all of a sudden one day, okay, but you will have to consistently put in efforts, work towards it, and plan in the right way in order to become an entrepreneur. Okay, so it is not a sudden discovery. Entrepreneurial ventures are founded by creative individuals. Entrepreneurs are inspired people who are often adventurers. Okay, so adventurers means somebody who likes to do something new, or somebody who tries new things. Okay, and that is what we have spoken about entrepreneurs. They are known to do something new, they are known to innovate, they are known to be creative, to take risk, etc. Right? They are risk takers who seize opportunities to promote a new venture. Okay, seize opportunities means who grab these opportunities, whichever may occur, to make their business more capable of they make the business better, okay, or bigger. They create empires from simple ideas. Finally, he or she manages the growth and expansion of their venture over a period of time. In order to promote a new venture, an entrepreneur needs to go through the following stages. Now, when we are trying to promote a venture, or when we are trying to create a new venture or create something or become an entrepreneur, there are various steps that are involved in this process. Okay, so we will study each of these steps in detail, each of these stages. Okay, why promote a venture? First of all, we need to know the reason why we need to promote a venture. Okay, searching for a business idea, setting goals and objectives, okay, preparing business plans, assembling the necessary inputs, establishing the enterprise. Okay, so these are the stages involved. Now we'll go through them one by one. So the very first topic that comes to your mind when we are trying to promote a venture, or when we are trying to become an entrepreneur, is why should I start the enterprise? Why should I start the venture? Why should I become the entrepreneur? The range of possible valid answers to this question may be as the following. To make a lot of money. Obviously, the most common and the most effective objective or reason for becoming an entrepreneur is to make money, okay, to become rich, or as we say, for profit motive. All right. Next is to get out of a professional rut, to see ideas through a completion, through to completion, to gain professional recognition. Now, this point refers to when we are in a job. Okay, a lot of people, when they are working for somebody else, it becomes very difficult for them to survive. Sometimes it becomes very monotonous. Okay, so to get out of a professional rut means a place or a position or a situation which is not changing favorably, okay, or which is not becoming better. We do the same thing again and again and again, and we're not able to do anything that we desire, that we think is right. Okay, so that is what getting out of a professional rut means. When we create our own venture, we will not have to do the same thing every day. To see ideas through to completion, to gain professional recognition. To see ideas through to completion means for example, when I'm working for somebody else, maybe say I'm the marketing manager, okay, and my company calls a board meeting in which obviously the management and the union leaders, the board of directors, everybody participates. When I participate in such a meeting and there is a problem that is being discussed, a lot of people give their opinions, a lot of people give their solutions. Okay, not every solution, not every problem, sorry, not every kind of idea is welcomed. Okay, some ideas may not be welcome. Okay, some ideas the other parties may not feel is right, but you have the faith and the capability to prove it right. Okay? So when you have your own organization, when you are working for yourself, it becomes easy to work on those ideas which you believe in and get professional recognition. Okay, so when you do something, it recognizes you in the market. But when you are in a job and you do something good for the company and the company benefits from it, the board of directors or the company name gets recognition. Okay, sometimes some board of directors may recognize the employees as well, but not all of them. Okay, so getting recognition and getting out of the professional monotony. Then next, to be my own boss and to control my own destiny. Being my own boss means when I am an entrepreneur, there is nobody above me. Okay, I am solely responsible and owner of my business. I am the only one who I have to answer to. I do not have to explain myself, my actions, my ideas, my strategies to anybody else. Obviously, I'll have to explain them to my subordinates, but they cannot question my decisions. All right? They can give suggestions, but they cannot question my decision. So, being one of the most important reason for becoming an entrepreneur is to become my own boss. All right? Then, to prove to myself that I can do it. So, self-satisfaction comes into picture here. A lot of people who are not confident enough in their own self, they find it very difficult for them to believe in themselves. Okay, so when I am owning my own venture, when I'm doing something myself successfully, it makes me believe in myself. It gives me the courage, it gives me the confidence to believe in myself that yes, I can do it as well. If so many people other can do it, I can do it too. Right? So this can also be one of the reasons. Then, to advance technology, society, etc. This can also be a motivation that I wish to bring about new advances in technology. I want to do something different for the society. I want to benefit the society. Okay, so these are also some of the motivations to start a new venture. Next, to develop talents, I feel that I have outside my area of specification. Okay, so developing talent, for example, I am working as a finance manager in a company, but I'm very drawn towards art. I am a good painter and I feel that that painting is something that gives me satisfaction, that gives me enough courage, or that gives me sort of confidence in myself. Okay, so a lot of people nowadays, they quit their jobs and they pursue such talents, they pursue such kind of businesses, they pursue their talents and make them or convert them into successful businesses. Okay, to show up somebody with whom I intend to compete. Okay, so to become somebody I will feel that I should be competitive with, like in all the industries there are various companies that stand out. Okay, like if I talk about TCS or Tata Steel. So, and in the steel industry, Tata Steel has stood out, has managed to make a place of themselves, and every company that wants to enter that industry thinks of competing with them. Okay, so maybe my motivation is to become somebody so big, so motivational that everybody wants to compete with me. Okay, are these points clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good. So these are the motivations, or these are the reasons why I can start a venture. Okay, one of these reasons has to be in my mind while I am trying to become an entrepreneur. Next, we come to the second stage is searching for a business idea. Right? Now, what is a business idea? A business idea is any opportunity, any kind of product, any kind of service that we recognize or we identify in our surrounding or in the existing market or in the existing competition, that we feel that is not present in the you could say in the market or in the industry, and we try to create it. Okay, a venture is created out of an idea. All right, so every business needs an idea. We first conceptualize what we want to do, and only then we do it. All right, it's not like I start the business and then I think about what I should be producing, right? That means that is never the right course of action. The initial step is to identify the idea. What is the idea? What is the product? What is the service that I want to provide? And only after that becomes the business idea. Okay? It is the seed for flowering for an enterprise. Where do ideas come from? What makes a good idea? Thinking of an idea is a complicated exercise. The entrepreneur collects information regarding various profitable opportunities. To choose a business idea from the information collected requires ingenuity, skill, and broad vision on the part of the entrepreneur. So here we are talking about what actually should be the course of action, why or how an entrepreneur selects a business idea. Okay, so we can either collect a lot of information from the existing market and base our idea on the profitable opportunities. He or she should identify those ideas which are feasible and rewarding. Usually, the innovative and unique ideas stand a better chance of being successful. Okay, so only when my product, my idea is different from all the existing ideas, there is a higher chance of success. The idea should be sound and workable. Sound and workable means it should be feasible and doable. Okay, so we talk about feasibility in the further points. It should yield a reasonable return on investment. Okay, so it should obviously be profit earning. It should not just be social service, and if it is just for social cause, it will not be known as a business or an enterprise. It must be one which can be converted into a business. The entrepreneur has to be imaginative to discover a business idea. Okay, so business ideas can come from anywhere, and a business idea is the most important thing. Before starting a business, we need to first conceptualize what we want to do. For example, if I give you all a ball of clay, okay, and I ask you to create something that can be sold in the market, okay. You will have to conceptualize it in your mind. You'll think about it, you'll ponder over it, you'll go through whatever things you have seen made of clay, or things that you would want made of clay, and then you start working on it, right? So it's a similar concept with the idea. Now, when we talk about searching for a business idea, we need to identify the sources from which we can get ideas. What all can be the sources of deriving a business idea? A business idea may be discovered from the following sources. First is observing market. So observing the already existing market can help you in getting an idea of what all is being produced and what changes need to be brought about. All right. Then next is professional experts. So professional experts mean experts refers to anybody who possesses knowledge about my product or my sort of industry. We need to select the industry that we want to go into, okay. Usually the area of specialization that an entrepreneur has studied in, it is usually the type of business that he or she gets into, okay, because he or she possesses this type of knowledge. It is easier to pick up on the expertise. It is easier to learn and grab whatever things are going on, okay. So we choose our area of specialization, and based on the area of specialization we see who is an expert in it, okay, and we try to contact them, get their inputs, okay. We try to consult them. For example, if today I decide to set up my own business, and my father was a business owner few years back, I will obviously, the first person that I will think about going for advice is my father. I will go to him as he has already been involved in this kind of activity, so I can consider him an expert in this activity, okay. You can also talk to some of the academic professionals of this area, okay, people of government departments who help in setting up entrepreneur or establishing entrepreneurs or setting up enterprises, okay. So professional experts can help you get a business idea. Then prospective customers. Prospective customers means if I want to start a business, I ask you all, I take ideas from you all. What should I sell? Okay. For example, I want to start or set up a food stall in the college. You all being students of the college, obviously you will be the customers. So I can take your, I'll give you a feedback form, or I'll take interview, or I'll go around and ask people and record their responses, what all they think that I should produce, what is their need, what do they want in life, okay, or what do they want to eat when they are in college. So prospective customers can also be a source of idea. Then product profile. Product profiling is a technique in which we select a product and we list all the details, all the features, all the things that are involved in the already existing product, and then think about what different or what innovative can we offer to this product, okay. So we try to offer something different, something innovative, something creative to the market. Then next point is emerging technologies. Emerging technology means any kind of upcoming technology, any kind of upcoming advancements that may be occurring, and I try to introduce that in the market. Okay, so that can also be a source of idea. A lot of technical conclaves, a lot of technical conferences are organized in which people or entrepreneur or people who want to do business, they participate and get ideas from those upcoming technologies. Okay, then also I want you all to see there's a program or there's a show on Colors Infinity. I think they show it in the evening sometime. I'm not sure about the timing. The name of the show is Shark Tank. Okay, I'll write it down here. Shark Tank. Okay, that's the name of the show. Now, what the concept is that a lot of business sharks, 5 to 7 business sharks. What is a business shark? A business shark, as we know, sharks are the most furious creatures in the aquatic life, okay, in the seas. So sharks sort of own the sea, okay, and these sharks are from the business world, okay. So anybody who owns a very successful business can be known as a business shark. These people act as judges. They actually act as investors to the people who come to show their ideas or to share their business ideas with them, and they judge their business idea based on the business proposal that they present, okay, and they invest in their business. Okay? They offer them money in return for some percentage of share in their ownership. Okay, so that show you should watch. A lot of people come with very innovative business ideas. They give beautifully, they present their business. You should learn the way they present their business. Okay, that will also help you in giving presentations in colleges, in schools, even when you work in an office. You can learn from their way of presenting. Okay, so you should watch this show, Shark Tank. It is based on entrepreneurship. Alright, then moving on, social and economic trends. So whatever trends are going on in the country, for example, masks. Right now, masks are the most sold product in the country, okay, and sanitizers. So a lot of companies are coming up with innovative sanitizers and everything, alright. So they grabbed this opportunity and made a business out of it. Alright, then development in other nations. So this is also a part of innovation. When I explained innovation to you all, innovation can also involve selling a product which already is being produced and sold in some other country. We just copy that product and sell it, produce it in our country and sell it here. That is also known as innovation. Then, so what we are doing here is we are introducing an already existing product to a new market. Okay. Then trade journals and trade fairs. Now trade journals and trade fairs. Trade journals means, these journals means books. They are sort of magazines that relate to trade. Trade means business. Okay, so these journals hold information related to new businesses, new upcoming ideas, new innovations, all these kinds of things. Okay, then trade fairs, you may have attended one or two trade fairs. They usually organize one every year in Gol Bazaar. Okay, trade fairs, trade mela. So there you'll see people putting up stalls for innovative products, their new businesses. Okay, so these are also sources of ideas. You can also start similar businesses here. Then revival of sick units. Revival of sick units means a sick unit means a business which is not doing well, which is not being able to survive or cope up with the loss that it is facing. Okay, so entrepreneurs can learn from these sick units and create new businesses out of the experiences that they have or learnings that they get from these failed units. Okay, so they know what they should not be doing and they create their own new businesses. Then chance factor is the most least successful kind of source, where you just take a chance that yes, this product may work. Okay, that is another source. Then a lot of government organizations like the Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, the NISBUD. NISBUD is National Institute for Entrepreneurship and Small Business Development. These kind of organizations, then there is DIC, District Industry Center. These are organizations that help entrepreneurs find a business idea, that help entrepreneurs start a business. Okay, then study of project profiles. Already existing project profiles are available on the internet also. A lot of project profiles. These project profiles are entered into competitions by people who thought it was a good idea and then they maybe did not go through with it. Okay, so entrepreneurs can search for such business profiles and learn from them and select out of the best out of them. Okay, so these are all the sources of ideas that we can get or we can contact in order to get a source of idea. Okay, or get a business idea. Okay, so I think we'll stop here and tomorrow we'll start with the idea processing and selection. Once we have got the source, we select a source and then we select the idea. What is the basis for selection of the idea? That we will continue tomorrow. Okay, because the technical feasibility and all these things will take a lot of time in discussion. So has everybody written their attendance in the chat box?